Hi students, welcome back to the class. Today we will start an organic chapter, that is alcohols, phenols and ethers. These are basically compounds which are derived from hydrocarbons, or you can say derivatives of hydrocarbons. There will be some replacement in the hydrocarbons, or you can make some changes that makes the alcohols, phenols and ethers yield. Okay, so first of all, how we can obtain alcohols and phenols from hydrocarbons? As you know that hydrocarbon is made up of hydrogen and carbon and carbon bonds, right? So when this hydrogen is replaced by OH group, then you can yield alcohols and phenols, right? And there can be double bond between carbon, triple bond. Okay, I have shown you the single bond here. So now let us go straight to the point about alcohols and phenols. As I have said that any hydrogen in the carbon chain can be replaced by OH, and that makes what? Alcohols and phenols. Now, how we can distinguish between alcohols and phenols? Because for both the functional group is OH, right? So, when the replacement takes place in the straight chain, means in the aliphatic chain, then we can get alcohols. For example, CH4, there is no ring here. The carbon is attached to 4 hydrogen. Okay, it is a straight chain, it is a molecule. Now when this one hydrogen is replaced by OH, what you will get? CH3OH. okay, 3 hydrogen is there and the 4th hydrogen is replaced by OH. okay, so this is an alcohol. Let us see another example here. CH3, CH2, CH3. Now if we replace, this is a straight chain, right? So when we will replace any one of these hydrogen with OH, then we can obtain an alcohol. Let me replace this the third hydrogen present in the last carbon. Okay, so CH3, CH2, CH2, OH. So as you can see here that out of this 3 hydrogen, 1 hydrogen is replaced by OH group. So this makes the alcohol. I hope this is clear. Next, let us go to the phenol part. Okay, so the replacement of hydrogen by OH in an aromatic chain, means in the benzene ring. Where in the benzene ring, you know, okay, this is the benzene ring. Okay, the normal benzene ring, CH, everywhere you will get the carbon double bond, carbon single bond, carbon and carbon hydrogen. Okay, you can see how many hydrogens here? 6 hydrogen you can see, right? And 6 carbon. Now when out of these 6 hydrogen, any one or any two, it is up to the number of OH bond. Okay, so any hydrogen can be replaced by any number of OH bond, and it is happening in the benzene ring. That is why we can obtain the phenols. Okay, so now let us see here. It will be like this. Okay, it is the benzene ring. So I have chose to replace this hydrogen by OH. What you will get? The structure will be same, except that one hydrogen is replaced by OH. So the difference between alcohol and phenol is that alcohols can be obtained from hydrocarbons in a straight chain, and this is the benzene ring or the aromatic ring. Okay, aromatic chain. So this is the distinguishing difference between alcohols and phenols. Next, let us talk about the ethers. The ethers can also be obtained from hydrocarbons, and it is the replacement of hydrogen by OR or OAR. Now what is R and AR? R means alkyl group. You know that alkyl means what? Carbon chain. Okay, carbon hydrogen chains, and to any extent. Now AR means what? Aryl or aromatic rings. Clear? Cyclic rings. Now I have written here alkyl means what? It is designated with R, and aryl is designated with AR. Okay, for example, CH4, this is the methane. Now I will choose one hydrogen from here. So it is same like alcohols and phenols, only the replacement portion is different, the functional group is different here. So one hydrogen means what? I'm left with CH3 and one hydrogen is replaced by OR, means OCH3. Clear? So this is dimethyl ether. So no need to remember the name now because we will study the nomenclature later. Let me give another example here. It is CH3, CH2, CH3. Now again choose any one of the hydrogen and you replace it by with O. OR means OCH3 or C2H5. This will be aromatic. Okay, so I will choose to replace the last hydrogen. I'm left with CH2 and the third hydrogen is replaced with OCH3. Okay, or if you choose more than one carbon, you can also take OC2H5. okay, so replacement of the hydrogen with OR and OAR is the ethers. Okay, now we will talk about the classification. So ethers, you know that ROR, okay, they don't get confused because R is already what is present, okay, in the hydrocarbon part, and the replacement is taken by OR dash. Okay, now this is just the generalized form. You can write AR also, no problem. Okay, so ethers can be classified as symmetrical and unsymmetrical. You see, symmetrical means when you divide something, no, both the parts are similar. Okay, you can overlap it. And unsymmetrical means both the parts will be different from each other. Suppose if I cut a circle here in equal half, then this is symmetrical. Okay, but if I take a triangle and if I cut it like this, you know that this part is not similar to this part, so these are unsymmetrical parts. I hope this is clear. So as you can see that in between O is there, and here also alkyl chain will be there, here also alkyl or aryl chains will be there. When both these two parts are similar or the number of carbons are equal, then you can say that this is symmetrical. For example, C2H5, okay, initially I would say here C2H6, right? So C2H6, one hydrogen is replaced, so it became C2H5, okay, and it is replaced by OC2H5. Clear? So you can see here in between O is there, and to your left also 2 carbon is there. Okay, two carbon chain is there, to the right also 2 carbon chain, so it is symmetrical ethers or simple ethers. But if both the chains are different from each other or the number of carbons are different, then you can say that it is unsymmetrical ethers or mixed ethers. For example, this side it is C2H5, but it is replaced with OCH3. So this and this is not equal. Okay, so this chain and this chain, see, are not equal. Again, you see here there is 2 carbon chain and here 6. Okay, so this is an aryl group. C6H5, this is an aryl group, and you can say that this is unsymmetrical because both the numbers of carbons are different from each other. Okay, when we say monohydric alcohols, it means what? One hydrogen is replaced by one OH group, right? So that hydrogen that is replaced can be attached to a carbon, that is sp3, or it can be sp2. Okay, so means what? One carbon is there where hydrogen is attached, and this carbon may be sp3 or it may be sp2, and this hydrogen is replaced by OH. So the heading goes as OH bonded to sp3 carbon and OH bonded to sp2 carbon. Clear? So this is the structure. Okay, this carbon is replaced, the hydrogen that is attached to this carbon is sp3. Okay, and the hydrogen that was replaced is attached to a carbon that is sp2 because of the double bond. Okay, now in case of the sp3 carbon, it can be 1 degree, 2 degree or 3 degree, means primary, secondary and tertiary. Primary, okay, let us now give a clear explanation about what is primary. Okay, what is secondary and tertiary. When a carbon is attached to only one carbon, okay, hydrogen bonds will be there or any other atoms will be present around it, okay, the valency will be maintained, okay. So that's not the point here. Our point is that one carbon is attached with only another one carbon, that is your primary. When a carbon is attached with two carbon, that is known as the secondary or 2 degree. When a carbon is attached with 3 other carbon, then it is called the tertiary, okay. So as you can see here that one carbon is, the possibility that this carbon can attach is that only one carbon can be present here, because otherwise it is occupied with 2 hydrogen and the other bond is here. So 4 bonds are already present, so only one carbon is attached with this particular carbon, and so this carbon is called the primary carbon, okay. And this structure is the primary structure, and one hydrogen was replaced by OH. Now for the second one, that is secondary carbon, you see this carbon is attached with 2 other carbon, okay, and the hydrogen is attached with this carbon which was replaced later on with OH, clear. And this carbon is attached with 3 other carbon, okay, and the one hydrogen, the sole hydrogen that was present, is replaced by OH, clear. So this is the basic structures of primary, secondary and tertiary alcohols, clear. Now you will get one more thing, that is your allylic alcohols, okay. Allylic alcohols is a topic under OH bonded to sp3 carbon, but also under the topic monohydric alcohols, because this is related with this only, okay. And this is related with this. Now what is allylic alcohols? You see here I have written OH attached to sp3 carbon, okay, which is near to the double bond, okay, carbon carbon double bond. Now in this structure, first let us identify which one is the allylic carbon. This is the double bond, okay. So this carbon these 2 carbon is involved in the double bond. The carbon next to this is what? This one. So this is the allylic carbon. When a carbon is adjacent or near, this has to be, first of all, this has to be sp3. sp3 means single bond has to be there around it, okay, and it is near to the double bond, sp2 bond, okay. So this carbon is called the allylic carbon, and whenever one hydrogen is replaced by OH, that carbon attached to that carbon, then it is known as the allylic alcohols, clear. Here also you will get 1 degree, 2 degree and 3 degree. First let us see this carbon. This carbon is attached with only this carbon, right? So this is the primary structure. First of all, you have to notice here that this is what? It has to be sp3, that is the first condition. Second condition is that the double bond has to be adjacent near to this carbon, right? So we are not considering here, because you see this carbon has to be sp3, so there cannot be double bond near to it, only single bond is preferred. So then immediately next carbon you see, and if it is attached with double bond, then you can say that this carbon is allylic carbon, clear. And this is the primary alcohols, because it is attached with only one carbon, clear. Next you see this carbon is the allylic carbon. It is sp3 hybridized, okay, all single bond is there. Next it is attached with a carbon that is linked with double bond. Next you can see this one is hydrogen and this one is carbon. So this carbon is attached with 2 carbons ultimately. So this is the secondary structure, secondary allylic alcohols, clear. This is the tertiary, because this carbon is attached with 1, 2 and 3 carbon, and around it sp3 is already there, and also it is near to the double bond. So this is the tertiary allylic alcohols. First of all, it has to be allylic, okay. Allylic means what? The carbon has to be in the sp3 and that carbon is attached to another carbon which is sp2, okay. So that is allylic. I hope this is clear. Next, what about the benzylic alcohols that also falls under the same category? When we talk about benzylic alcohols, one benzene ring has to be there, as the name is suggesting. Okay, here also you will get 1 degree, 2 degree and 3 degree, because you see this is the carbon from where one hydrogen was replaced. This is the original structure, no, CH3. Okay, this is the original structure. From here one hydrogen is replaced with OH. Since we are talking about alcohols and phenols, every time one hydrogen will be replaced by OH. Okay, so that's the thing you have to remember always. So one hydrogen is replaced with OH, so it becomes CH2. Next, since it is 1 degree, we have to see whether that carbon from where the replacement is taking place, that carbon is attached to one carbon only or not. Okay, so this is attached to one carbon here. So this falls under the conditions for the 1 degree benzylic alcohols. Next, for the second degree, this is the carbon, and for second degree it has to be connected with 2 carbon. Okay, so this is the first carbon and this is the second carbon attached. Next, it is attached to the benzene ring directly. Okay, carbon, this carbon is in the benzene ring, and from here only this connection goes on. So this is the 2 degree benzylic alcohols. This is the tertiary, that is your carbon is attached to 3 carbons, number 1 carbon, number 2, number 3. So 3 carbons are there total, and this is there is also the benzene ring. Okay, and one hydrogen that was present here is replaced by OH. Okay, so initially the structure would have been here carbon, here carbon, here. Okay, so this is the original structure. Obviously this carbon will be fulfilled with other atoms, other hydrogen atoms as well. Okay, so I'm not going to draw every time there are things here. So this carbon is attached with 1, 2 and the third carbon is in the ring, so 3 carbon, and this hydrogen is replaced with OH. So we have fulfilled the conditions for the tertiary benzylic alcohols.